We just got some absolutely insane DC news from a Batman and Superman team up movie, a Wonder Woman solo film, the Teen Titans cast, and so much more. Let's get into all of this. First up is James Gunn talking about a Superman sequel already, and he said, yes, I am working on it in some way, but is it a straight up Superman sequel? I would not say necessarily that it is. And this comment has led people to think of a few different theories for what he could mean by this next Superman movie we're going to see in the DCU. The first option is it could be a world's finest team up between Superman and Batman, which I think would be incredible. Yes, obviously it would not be Robert Pattinson's Batman, it would most likely be a new DCU Batman. Of course, there's a possibility he's teasing a Justice League movie, although I don't think he's going to make the same mistake of rushing a Justice League movie as fast as the last DCEU did without building up some more of the members first with their own solo films. We do know that the second DCU movie after Superman is going to be Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow next summer in 2026, so maybe after we get this movie, we're going to see like a team up between Superman and Supergirl together. Whatever it is, I think James Gunn needs to be really careful with this and not make the same mistakes of the DCEU, because obviously we know we had a Superman movie in Man of Steel, and then right away we had Batman versus Superman and a Justice League film without even having like a solo Batman film, and the whole entire thing just felt very rushed. And like I said, I am really excited at the possibility of seeing a world's finest team up between these two characters, but you just have to handle it in a way that was better than what the DCEU did, because that was obviously a very big mess. We do have news that James Gunn is officially developing a Wonder Woman film. He says they're working on it right now and it's being written right now. Now, he specifically said we're working on it, so it doesn't seem like he's the only writer, even if he is writing at all. Maybe he's just like overseeing the script on this film. The most popular fan cast for this role right now is Adria Arjona. That seems to be who everybody wants. She's said that she'd love to work with James Gunn. She's married to Jason Momoa, who's playing Lobo in the DCU already. And especially with her being in bigger projects recently, like the Hitman movie a couple years ago, and just recently Andor, people have seen like, oh yeah, she's actually a good actress, unlike Gal Gadot, who was the last Wonder Woman. It almost feels like one of those that's so obvious and so popular as a fan cast choice that it feels like it would never happen. But like I said, we have seen James Gunn pick like Jason Momoa to play Lobo, which was a popular fan casting for years, and he said he wanted to play that character, so maybe he will just call her up and say, hey, come play Wonder Woman. This news is the only thing that's not official. I'm not gonna lie, the Insider's not the most reputable, but this seems like a pretty believable thing. He says the Teen Titans movie will begin casting this fall, and we did know just from last year that James Gunn did confirm they are making and developing a Teen Titans film, so this would definitely make sense. Everybody's just throwing out like the most random and crazy fan castings imaginable. Obviously you have ones like this that are just straight up memes, because these are just like the actors that feel like they're in every project, but it would be hilarious if they did this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing lots of really terrible serious suggestions like Finn Wolfhard as Nightwing and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I do not think he could pull off that character. I honestly think the perfect route to go for casting the Teen Titans in the DCU is casting relatively unknown actors, because listen, these characters are so iconic and so much nostalgia is attached to them for a lot of people like my age and slightly younger because of the shows. And I'll admit, I think you probably need like one or two of the Teen Titans to be like a pretty big name, almost A-list level actor to just draw people into this movie, but I think the rest should be kind of lesser known for multiple reasons. First is that it's simply easier to keep lesser known actors on contract for longer in a role like this, because they're not going to have a ton of other scheduling conflicts and stuff, and the Teen Titans should be a pretty big staple in this new DC universe going forward. They are incredibly popular and obviously younger heroes, so you can let these characters grow throughout the DCU's entire runtime, which we can only assume they want to keep this universe going for like 10 to 20 years, something like the MCU has done. Early tickets for Superman went on sale today, meaning you can see the movie on Tuesday, July 8th instead of Friday, July 11th. Now, you do have to be an Amazon Prime member, but if you are, I'll leave the link in the bio below. If you click on that link, you'll have to link your Amazon Prime to your Fandango account, and then through Fandango, you'll be able to see any showtimes in your city and buy tickets. If you live in a huge city like New York City, it's probably already sold out, but smaller towns definitely have seats available. If you want to hear good news about the Batman Part 2 script and possible villain, click the playlist above me right now. That video's in there and a ton of other DC videos. Thank you so much for watching.